Good morning. Now, try to remember what we learned last week and the week before that. Remember when we talked about kinetic energy? And we said it was the energy of movement. And we talked about all these different types of kinetic energy. We had sound, because it was moving, vibrations, because those were moving. Example of you running would be kinetic energy, because you're moving. Electrical kinetic energy, because the electrons are moving, key that's moving, right? Well, one of the kinetic energies we talked about was thermal energy. And I asked you why, and it had to do with, it talked about that the heating of the particles made them move, right? So let's look at these pictures here. All right, if I asked you if there's kinetic energy here, would you say there was or there wasn't? Well, the solid one says that they're vibrating very slowly, okay, which would indicate that it's moving, right? The liquid one, particles move faster, so it's moving. And in a gas, particles move fast. They're moving. Okay, so these particles are moving, right? And we said yesterday that the only real difference between changing one state to another had to do with the distance between the particles. Now, there's a way to get them to move apart. Well, if you think of thermal energy, we talked about how when you heat it up, it makes them move. Okay, if you add thermal energy to these particles, it will give them more kinetic thermal energy, if you will, and they'll start moving away. And if it's strong enough, if it's fast enough, and they move far enough apart, one state can turn into another. A solid can turn into a liquid can turn into a gas. Heck, even a solid can turn into a gas if it's strong enough and quick enough. So right here, it actually gives the definition of thermal energy. It says it's the total of all kinetic and potential energy of the atoms in an object. And when the thermal energy of a substance increases, okay, its particles move faster, all right? A change in thermal energy can lead to a change in phase. So example would be like here, if you are boiling water, okay, it is in liquid state. So here's the diagram for the liquid right here, okay? They're not as close as a solid. They're still a little bit far apart. They're still moving. Still has kinetic energy. But if you add thermal energy to it, you're going to make them move. And if you make them move fast enough and you add enough thermal energy, you're going to get them to move really fast to the point where they're spread apart, like right here. And then you create gas. That would be like when you're steaming water, that steam that comes up, that water is evaporating and turning into a gas. Okay? So the goal of today's lesson is to get you to understand that if you add thermal energy or remove it, you can change the speed of the particles, okay? And if you change the speed of the particles, you change the distance that's in between them. All right, let's change some states of matter. Let's say you have an ice cube, okay? The particles are really close together. They're very attracted. The only way you can get them to turn into a liquid is to make their distance go apart, which means you're going to have to make them move. If I want to change a solid to a liquid, and I want to make them spread apart, I want to give them more motion, I am going to have to add thermal energy, okay? If I do that, if I add thermal energy to my solids, it's going to cause them to pull apart, okay? So when a solid turns into a liquid, you have to add thermal energy in order to do that. Now, what if I want to make a liquid turn into a solid? In order to do that, I'd have to bring those particles closer together, which means you're going to have to slow them down. Now, if I were to add thermal energy to a liquid, it would only make them move faster and pull apart, which would cause them to turn into a gas. But I want to slow them down, so I need to do the opposite of that. If I want a liquid to turn into a solid, I am going to have to remove thermal energy. And if you think about that, If you wanted water to turn into an ice cube in the first place, you'd put it in the freezer. Are you adding heat by putting it into the freezer, or are you taking it away? You're taking it away, okay? So if you want a solid to turn to a liquid, you have to add thermal energy because that will make them speed up and move apart, okay? But if I want them to go into a solid, they'll have to slow down, which means I have to take it away. All right, now, what if I want a liquid to turn into a gas? Well, if you look at the distance between a liquid and a gas, you're going to notice that they are much closer together in a liquid than in a gas. So the only way to make them spread apart more is to make these particles here separate. And the way to do that is to make them move more, which means you have to give them more kinetic energy. You have to give them the energy that will speed up these particles, which is going to be thermal energy. Okay? In order to get a liquid to turn into a gas, you have to add thermal energy, because what that's going to do is make them speed up and spread apart. And once they're spread apart far enough, they will turn into a gas. Now, what if I want to make these gas turn into a liquid? The only way I could do that is if I could bring these particles closer together, and the only way you could do that is if you slow it down, which means you'd be removing some of that kinetic energy. Okay, if I'm going to remove it, that means I'm going to take away thermal energy. Because once again, the thermal energy is what's giving it that energy to move. So if you want to slow it down, you got to take it away. All right. What if it's a solid directly to a gas? That does happen, and you can get a gas directly to a solid. The only way that can happen is if they move fast enough or they move slow enough, but it has to be quick. Otherwise, if you make a solid speed up, it should turn into a liquid, and then that liquid can turn into a gas, right? For instance, an ice cube, you can melt it, turn to water, and then that water evaporates because it's been boiled. But if the heat is hot enough, and it's quick enough, and they move fast enough in a short amount of time, then it can turn. So sometimes this gas to solid and solid to gas, it can skip the liquid altogether, but the only way that's possible is if there's either a lot of thermal energy given or a lot of it removed very quickly. Okay? So again, the particles, there's like no space between them. If you want to make them spread apart, you have to make them move more. You have to give them more energy to spread apart. If I want to give them more of that thermal energy, I have to add thermal energy. Okay? The only way you can make an ice cube turn directly into water vapor is if you make it very hot and very quick. Okay? Let's go backwards now. If you want that gas to turn directly into a solid, okay, you have to slow it down very, very quickly. If I want to slow it down, I have to remove that source of that thermal energy that was originally making it speed up in the first place. Okay? So, the goal of today's lesson, understand that if you add thermal energy, you speed up the particles. And if you speed up the particles, you change the distance. If you change the distance, you change the state of matter it can be. Okay? Remember, a solid is very close, a liquid is in the middle, and gases are a lot farther apart. If you want to change from one state to the other, you're going to have to either add thermal energy to help them move apart, or you're going to have to remove it to bring them closer together. Okay. All right, the homework that you're going to have today, well, pretty much all the answers can be found in this video, but if you're stuck in anything, this worksheet came from this chapter's Changes in State, which is on page 133 of your textbook. So if you're confused on anything, you can go ahead and look there. Or you can email me, either or. But this is what your homework's going to look like tonight. There are literally only 8 questions, very simple. Just take your time. Vaporization occurs when a liquid is changing to a gas. So basically, what I'm asking you to do here is take this number, so the number 1, and you're going to place it either in adding thermal energy, either here, or removing thermal energy. So if a liquid turning into a gas, in order to get it to turn into a gas is to add it, you need to make sure you put it on the left side. If you think in order to turn it that way is to remove it, you put it on the right side. So when you're done, all you need to do is make sure you have all these correct numbers in the correct Venn diagram circle. And that's it. Okay? I am grading this based on accuracy, so please don't just put random numbers in the Venn diagram and think you're going to have perfect score on it, okay? You can use a little diagram that I add on here to help you, or you can look back at the video, or you can look in the textbook, or you can ask me for help. Either way, do your best, and I will talk to you soon, hopefully. Okay, bye-bye. Have a great day.